Syndicate.
You ain't gotta be perfect, long as you down to put the work in. If when it comes to the bullshit you allergic, well, you just might be my kind of person. Welcome to the syndicate, where real estate wholesaling is what the business is. You ain't gotta talk about it when you out here living it. So if you out here getting it, then welcome to the syndicate.
Boom. All right, so we are live.
What's up, fella? How are we doing today?
Good, man. How are you doing, Scott?
Man, doing my best to behave myself. Looking forward to this weekend. I know that.
I know, it's crazy. It's already here. It's flew by. But I'm excited to hang out with you and excited to hang out with all the attendees and everyone to come out, and very excited about the boiler room. Figured we'd go over that a bit on the call today. And I'm excited overall. We got a bunch of people flying in all over the world this time. Not all over the world, but at least all over a bunch of different countries this time.
Right.
Which is crazy. I think it's the first time if anyone's come from another country. So I think we got like Canada, Mexico, and someone from Haiti. So
there we go.
All right. Making our way international soon.
Here we grow again.
All right. But do you want to give a quick intro for anyone who might not know who you are?
Basically, yeah, sure. This is so my name's Scott Snofke. I'm a direct marketing coach or senior direct marketing coach here at REI Print Mail. And what we do is we're inbound lead generation. We own REI Smart Data. So we own a data company. We can help you sort and filter your data to, plug into cold calling or, help you build your data sets out, teach you how to build better data sets through our free coaching. And then we're all able to use that data set with some of the best mail in the industry, which is, our bread and butter is, we track everything we're doing. So in tracking everything we're doing, we know what mail pieces are providing the best response rate where. Not everybody is created equal to what they're going to respond to. Not everybody sees the same thing coming out of the mailbox all the time or we react to it. We know what they're reacting to and what's going to generate that best response rate. And then finally, we have a system that's called REI Complete. It's done for you. We handle all of the mail setup. You can also implement live answer to that. So we have a call center that will screen and filter all inbound calls. And of those inbound calls, you only work the qualified leads. All the non-qualified will touch 75 to 150 times over the next 2 years for you until they're qualified. And then, the back end of that is a small CRM to grow and scale with, super easy to use. And then at the end is where I live is KPIs, simply turn the lights on in the industry, know what they're responding to, know what they're not, where you're spending your money successfully, where you're not. And we're there as REI Print Mail to help you along the way to analyze those KPIs and pivot to the good things, pivot away from the bad things. So, that's a short rundown of what we do in a nutshell, but mostly it's just free coaching as an extension of your marketing department. We're here to help you find success with our knowledge.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I think you guys are doing some really cool things and love the data. I feel like all the changes you guys made and updates with the new platform. And you guys are crushing it. And I think a lot of people sleep on mail because I feel like, especially younger people, it's like, oh, I wouldn't look at mail. But I think one of the biggest mistakes people make in marketing is, worrying so much about how you do things or how you purchase or make purchasing decisions or selling decisions. But it's really all about, what the customer does. And a lot of customers, especially older people, they go out, check the mail every day. I can't tell you how many mailers we've had that they've called back 3-6 months later and just been like, I've held on to your mailer this whole time and I'm ready.
Right. And that's the thing is, I just jumped off a call with a fellow that was complaining about somebody not understanding that, he had a solution for his foreclosure. And, that we often analyze what we're doing by what we think, and it has nothing to do with what we think, where it's depends what the seller is. And so if you know your seller better, you're going to make a better educated decision on how to market to them. And we know that, boomers own, 60% of all the houses that are out there, then it's Generation X from there. So you have to think more like them, less like, whichever, thought process you have. And, and then in looking at that, where do we inherit scams from, or where do scams come into our life? They come in through the phone, they come in through the internet, they come in through radio and TV. We see that with political ads right now. And looking at those, at those sources, compared to direct mail, we tend to trust our mail a little bit more, and if you look at a boomer, they used to get their news through the newspaper, physically something in their hands. So now there's that psychological level of trust with the mail. And if we're able to get in there and then we touch them and say, hey, when you're ready, respond to us. Then when they're ready, they'll call. And, we just found that it's actually leading the industry in ROI. And as far as if you put $1 in, how many dollars do you get back? Most of our clients are floating right in there between that 4 and 8x ROI. Some of our more successful ones are 10, 12x. And and everybody hits those niche pockets that are absolute gold mines here and there. Came across one yesterday. I told a young lady when she started, I said, hey, we should, if we send out 3,000 mailers, in this area, it's a tertiary market, we should see about 30 phone calls. I'd like to see a 1% baseline, plus or minus. So if we get 30 phone calls, I think we can average a deal a month there. We generated 127 inbound phone calls.
Wow.
Right. And she's like, they're knocking on my door. They're coming in the office. They're bringing the checks to me. Where can we cash these? She goes, this is phenomenal. And certain instances like that, then we have to pause, let her regroup, maybe rehire, pull back, but that's what we're here to do, is help the individual, turn the lights on in the industry, inside of direct mail. We give you our knowledge so you make better decisions for you inside of that marketing, because it can be scary to pick which piece they're going to respond to, or what data set, or, my area does this. I talked to so-and-so that did that, but, we see a national picture. We know what's going on in Connecticut compared to what's going on in, Washington, the state, Washington, the capital, Florida. We're nationwide, so we know what data sets are working where. And it's very helpful to go in with knowledge and trust and integrity.
100%. And so we just, Tez Arbertha, one of the keynote speakers at the event, just hopped in and said, Scott is the man. Scott is the man.
Yeah, I believe he works with Adam Charlton's one of our other coaches here. That we got hooked up. We were supposed to get caught up a while back, but I was, I think, going out on vacation. So Adam went down to Tez's event and had a really good showing down there too. So I'm looking forward to meeting Tez for the first time and seeing him speak on Saturday.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to meeting him. I look forward to hearing him speak. And I met him in Phoenix recently at the Innovation Kings event. And an awesome person, just great energy, great person to be around, super knowledgeable. So I think you guys will hit it off. But,
well, and that's and that's the beauty of what you're doing for the community is, I'm looking forward to getting on stage, because it's one that I want to walk out there and talk about what we do at REI Print Mail. But then on the other side of that coin, I want to walk out there and go, look around. It's collaboration over competition. It's you have some of the best minds inside of the industry that Kai and Bree have brought to this event, and they're right here to talk to and learn from. They're open and honest of how they blaze their trail, and they're showing you the path of how to get where you want to get, and they're here to help you. So look around the room and find a micro mastermind that you can meet a few people and engage with. Put your guard down and let yourself open to the room to meet a few more people, to potentially engage with, to make that what I call a micro mastermind, and you kind of grow your group to grow into the next group, and then you just start taking those steps, and next thing you know, you're walking in and you're comfortable in the biggest rooms inside of the industry. And always get into that room where you're uncomfortable and ask questions. Don't just be a fly on the wall.
100%. Yeah, it took me a long time to kind of realize the importance of getting in the right rooms and connecting with the right people, because I'm like, all the information's out there, in books, and I've always read a lot, and YouTube, you can learn it all, but it's so different, talking to someone that's already been through what you're going through, and they can just do that. And, they know your exact situation, and they've been there probably multiple times, and it's you can't, there's nothing like it.
Yeah. And I look back at how I got started, and I even coined one of the lists that I pulled, the dumb landlord list, was based off of me. It was the stupidity that I made back in my 20s, and that when I outgrew the circles around me, and I looked around and was like, I didn't have anybody else in real estate really around me. And, I was in the Midwest, and, this is pre-YouTube. This is, the internet was out there, but it wasn't as easy to find the information, the coaching wasn't there, in the early 2000s or I couldn't find it, or I didn't look hard enough for it, whatever it was. It just wasn't, the information wasn't there to network with like-minded individuals. I felt like I was out there trying to do it on my own, and then also run, a W-2 job. So, I didn't put as much into it. I thought it was a lot easier until the times got troubled. And then all of a sudden I looked around and watched it come tumbling down like a house of cards. And everybody has those stories. And the beauty of like these events is you get to meet the people and you get to hear their successes and their failures and learn how to grow from that, inside of, what you were doing, and, and grow off of other people's failures, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you can either mess up yourself and learn the hard way, or you can learn from someone else's failure.
Right. I try to do both.
Right. Yeah, I end up doing both most of the time.
But. Right. It's like, I think I could do it better.
Right.
Then I was like, wow, same outcome. She'll listen.
Right. And it looks like on Instagram, we got All Day CJ. What's up, man? So this event this weekend looks dope. I wish I could make it. Go in October if you want to roll through. Yeah, man, send me the info. Let's check it out. We got Jay said Kai's Truth is going to be epic. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see you there, and yeah, excited to see everyone there. And it's it's going to be a lot of fun. So
we're probably going to give away, I think probably 2,000 free mailers. We'll probably give away 2 campaigns to get started. So those are going to be $1,200-$1,500 packages depending on what mail piece we pick and target. So in giving away mail, that was potentially, we had Travis Wells that's speaking at the event a couple years ago. He won 1,000 free mailers and made $22,000 off of it. So, those are like lottery tickets. It's like you keep scratching off, eventually you're going to win. And that's the beauty of direct mail data and all of that. And then, if you come by the booth, we can scan and set up for that, or we'll have that on the PowerPoint, to jump on that when I go up and speak.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we did the golden ticket giveaway. So I don't know if you saw that, but yeah, we had golden tickets around the city and had people find them, and it was crazy. We had 10 of them, and like they're all found. Like most of them were found. One took a while; it's a little bit harder. Took till the next day until we made it a little more obvious. But yeah, most of them found like 30 minutes. One dude drove like 2 or 3 hours to find one of the tickets.
Wow.
All of them were found except one that was stolen, but like somebody went there 15 minutes after we dropped it off and posted it in the story, and somebody already took it. And I don't know, dude, I think some random person
somebody saw you put it in there and they were like, oh, I wonder what that was.
Yeah.
Ticket. And then watch him show up at the event.
Right. That'd be cool. Yeah. So we did, what we're thinking was the golden ticket winners. They're entered in the lottery for one of the mailers. And then we're doing, you got to go register at the booth. We're doing like a scavenger hunt at the event too. So like a Monopoly board, you to go visit all the sponsors. And REI Print, luckily they're the reasons we're able to do this. They're also helping with the boiler room, giving us the data for that, so you guys can make calls. You'll have leads, lists to call, and really, I really appreciate you guys supporting it. I mean, you guys are our title sponsor. We 100% wouldn't be able to do this event without you guys, and really appreciate you believing in the vision. And really, the goal is to do the biggest, most value packed, free wholesale event ever. And I think we're it's shaping up to be that way. I think we're going to pull it off.
Yeah, I know. I've seen a lot of people talking about it, so I'm looking forward to getting down there and bringing one of our new coaches with us. So it'll be his first taste and seeing a good size event go off and get some good experience, build his talk track, stuff like that. So we're growing, you guys are growing. I love to be able to grow with you, and I'd love to be able to help set up and help anybody else grow too. That's the beauty of where we sit inside of the community of real estate, or inside of the REI world, is we're kind of at the epicenter inside of data and direct mail and response rates and things like that. So we make a lot of friends, but our main goal is to be Switzerland or Sweden, to where we're fairly neutral, and we want to give you our knowledge, so you can grow your business, in the way that you want to grow it.
100%. Yeah. And I've gotten so many great tips, and you come in my mastermind syndicate and gave a bunch of great tips on, what's going on with data and like how to pull lists that other people aren't pulling. And it's like such a game changer, because it's so easy for people to get access to, all the data sites, whether they're using, you guys, they're using, PropStream, or just one of the well-known ones, and that are, and they just like everyone's pulling the same list, but like when they talk to someone like you and like they're getting like that insider knowledge on how to pull like the best list and how to really take advantage of the stuff that other people are sleeping on, it's a game changer.
Right. Yeah. It's oftentimes that you're sitting there and, everybody knows those catchphrases of, probate, inherited, pre-foreclosure, foreclosure, absentee vacant, owner occupied, tired landlord. That's the funnel. Everybody navigates to competition at the end of that funnel. And if you can get outside of that funnel is where you typically can find deals, or, the trick is to getting inside of that Excel spreadsheet. When you pull that data set, as the difficulty is with the majority of people out there, they have an account that's limited. They can only pull 10,000. They can only pull 20,000. So they're going and using these funnels to, or these filters to funnel to the competition. So the response rate's actually less inside of the competition if we can open up those filters, or maybe not use one or two of them, and see in our area, because like Louisiana and Arkansas and up in the Northeast, certain things are just not documented that well, bedrooms and bathrooms. So as you're inside of, a data set and you see that, I have 3,000, let me put 3 bedrooms in, that I want more than 3 bedrooms. And all of a sudden it goes to 300. You're like, wait a minute. Why did that do that? Well, because inside of that list, that as that filter goes to work, it goes through to find everything that's bigger than the number 3. It sees a blank or no data as a 0. So it eliminates all of the unknowns. So if you can go back through and include the unknowns, that's why if you're in REI Smart Data, you'll see a bunch of little boxes on the right side of the filters. Those are to include all of the blanks, because there's a lot of success inside of there because they're just not being targeted. They're being filtered out unknowingly for the most part.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, I know
Yeah.
we started doing that, like even the unknown sales dates. Hit us that a while back, and like, there's so many that weren't being hit up, and the response rate is so much better. And they weren't like, fuck you, die, don't call me ever again, and you're 10th person to call me today. To like, oh yeah, maybe I would sell, and having good conversations.
Right. Well, and because nobody's calling them, nobody's targeting them, because they last bought their house in 1978 on a paper transaction that didn't make it to data format. And, you go to sort and filter by years of ownership. Well, it's a blank. So it's 0 years of ownership. So therefore, it's less than 5 or less than 3, whatever everybody else was filtering out. So there's, thought processes in there to manipulate the filters, to provide better data, to find where those pockets are outside of where everybody else is. Takes a little bit of research. But often we find 2 or 3 a year that, are fairly successful, and, we see an uptick in it inside of our KPIs. And that's what I'm huge on, is if you're not tracking what you're doing, tracking your response rate, even if it's a phone call and you're writing it down, if you're not doing your KPIs, you have no idea. It's like walking through your house in the dark. You're going to bump into things. You're going to stub your toe. You're going to complain about, kids' toys or Legos being out there. But you turn the lights on, you can navigate through better. And that's what the KPIs do inside the industry. So track everything you're doing to the best of your ability, and then analyze what those numbers actually are saying to you. And that's where you can pivot and grow from.
100%. Yeah, it surprises me like how many people don't do that. Like they're like consistently doing deals and stuff, and they're doing well, and they're just getting by pure hustle. But it's it's wild. Like I was talking with a potential client for our investor plug CRM, and they told me they're spending $6 or $7 grand a month in mailers, and they're just doing Google Sheets, and they're not really following up with people that don't say yes right away, and it's still profitable for them. They're still making money, but you could be doing
but they could be
so much more.
Inside of my presentation, and I stole this from our owner's presentation when he went to the boardroom in front of Kent Clothier and that. But I'll talk about it when I'm on stage. Is the simplicity of doubling your ROI. How easy it is actually to do is if you go through, what I do in this presentation is, I kick up the response rate inside of direct mail, kick it up 1/4 of a point. So instead of, say a 0.5% response rate, the industry standard across the board, if we can get a 0.75 with a better mailer, better data, better analytics, we get to that 0.75, gives us, just that 1/4 point improvement on inbound response rate. And so that gives us more leads to work with. And then of the leads, if we do better coaching, with your syndicate and through, your coaching platform, they can come in and learn to be better closers. So we go from like a 2.2 to a 2.5 close rate. So just 0.3 of a point better. Then we'll find that the ROI at the end of the equations will actually double. We'll go from making $37,000 on an $18,000 marketing campaign. We're walking away with $37,000 in 2 deals to $72,000 in 3.5 deals on average, just by that little bit of math, little bit of an improvement, tracking what we're doing, a little bit better education, following up on leads and stuff like that. You'll find a huge improvement inside of your ROI. And that's where coaching comes in. That most people are like, oh, I'm not paying $20,000. I'm not paying $10,000 for coaching. Oh my God, it pays for itself 10 times over. And I was that guy. I was that guy to begin with. And we give away free coaching here, so it was simple to get people to buy into us. But you go to that next level, and then all of a sudden, if you find the right coach, man, the lights turn on inside of the industry, and you're like, oh my God, why didn't I do this sooner? The coaching will pay for itself 10 times over, usually in a matter of a year.
100%. Yeah, I think that's one of the things I really love about you guys, how you guys do the free coaching and you lead with value too. And like, cause there's, people at different levels, people just getting started and don't really have the budget and, don't really know. And there's people that, have big budgets and are killing it and doing a bunch of deals every month. So I love that you guys, help bridge that gap and you help the new people out and, give them that free game.
Right. Cause you don't know who's going to be the next mogul. Everybody, I giggle about it. When I go to these events, because everybody started impoverished. Everybody started, you don't hear people walking out on stage and been like, oh yeah, my dad was, started with a 8-figure income, or, I grew up with a silver spoon. No, they talk about being a drug addict, a drug dealer, all of this stuff. Everybody, in their heads started from the bottom. And in growing up, they learned the hard way how to be successful and how to find that hustle and that drive. Well, we know that, those individuals, coming out of those positions, if we help them, and they are successful, they're going to be a client for life. Because we were there with information for free at the beginning. And we're looking for that long-term success. We're not looking to, hey, where's your money? Where's your list? We're out the door. We're not just a print house. We're a marketing agency that wants to have that long-term, relationship and be an extension of your marketing department, so that we're just there to help you find more success with our knowledge.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it's one of the main reasons I wanted to partner with you guys for the event. Because you guys have the same core values with being go-givers, and that's really what this whole event's about. So we're literally one day you can learn everything you need to know, start to finish. We have some of the best speakers, some of the best sponsors, and the best attendees in the room, and literally you can come in know nothing, and you're gonna leave with leads to call. You're gonna leave with contracts, scripts, you're going to know what to say. You're going to know systems. There's even more advanced stuff like novation, subject to seller financing, later on in the day. But literally you can just go know nothing and learn everything you need to start doing deals. And on top of that, you're even going to have the chance with the boiler room to be able to make these calls, call these leads, and potentially close the deals. I don't know any other free event where you can go and, make money, go to an event for free, learn everything you need, and potentially make money, make 10, 20 grand off making a phone call. So I think it's going to be exciting stuff.
Yeah. And don't, of the people that might watch this, don't sleep on that, because I've seen it live. I've seen you close, a deal on stage. I've seen RJ Bates and Travis Wells and those guys actually close deals, close deals on stage live, and, get contracts live. And it's crazy to say that it can be that easy, but these guys are also veterans. You've been doing this for what, 15 years now, or 12 years, something like that, something ridiculous.
Like 3
right.
3.5, 4.
Oh, 3.5. I thought you'd been around, whatever.
I've done sales for that long. Yeah. I've been in sales and doing that since I was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah. It's sales is something that isn't, we talk to the new guys that come in here. I was sitting in on, a guy working on his talk track yesterday, one of our newest coaches, that has to take a test at the end of the week, to pass, having a conversation. And, it's like, it's not something that's ingrained in somebody to just sit down, have a conversation with a person with limited knowledge. You have to build that knowledge. And so then you have to sit back and go, okay, where do I get the knowledge? Is it YouTube? Am I that style of learner? I'm not. I'll get lost, ADHD, all of that. I learn by doing it. So I have to get into the rooms where those people are sitting and talking. I have to engage and fail and get out. That's how I learn. But not everybody's the same. But that's the beauty of these rooms, is you're going to get introduced to the people to follow that are trustworthy. And the people that are friends with you that are trustworthy, and you're a high-end person in general inside of your life. So you're not going to bring somebody in that is on the fraudulent side of things or is on that edge. You're going to bring in the people that you trust. Therefore, those people are going to be trustworthy to the people that are coming to your event. So that's the thing I love about you and Bree, is just how open and honest you are with certain things, how you guys have built success and found success.
Thank you, man. No, I appreciate that a lot. And yeah, I think the biggest thing too, you don't feel like, I don't have the knowledge yet. Maybe I shouldn't come, but like literally you can I have myself and some of the best closers are going to be walking around. Like I said, if you get someone on the phone, you get stuck, you just raise your hand and someone's going to run over and help you and take over that call. And you're still going to get paid on it. You're still going to see how it works, get that experience.
Right.
And yes, I mean, it's like, you don't even have to know it all. You just have to know the people that do, or because, the cool thing about real estate is it's a team sport, and, you can win together. I don't know where else, you can do deals and make money together. And that's probably one of my favorite things about it.
Right. And then, like from us at REI Print Mail, you come by our booth, we'll teach you about data. We'll schedule appointments to sit down and jump on a Zoom, walk you through, how we pull data, where we're finding success right now. And, it's all free. We sit down and just have conversations and give away our knowledge, to build our brand, to build your brand, and build partnerships.
Yeah, no, that's huge. And yeah, like I said back at the beginning of the call, if you guys are on, like it's such a difference, like talking with someone like Scott, who like does this all day, every day, and like has insider knowledge on what's working and what's not, than just going on to, random data provider and just like pressing the filter that everyone else is pressing. Because like it's like, we're talking about before, it's not like the big giant changes all the time. Like it's just the little tiny micro changes, it's looking at your KPIs and making those small adjustments that end up, making the most movement or most positive trajectory. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but yeah, it's just sometimes the small things get you the furthest.
Yeah, I just rolled through the various filters on our data set, and there's 42 of them. And then inside of each of those filters, there's probably another 10 options inside of that. So, that's 420 different combinations just right there off the cuff. It can be overwhelming to get in and figure out, how to manipulate a data set to find a good targeted list where we're going to find success, and how to utilize even geography inside of that data set of, what are you looking for? And then where are you looking for it? Does it even exist in that area? So, how to go and farm different areas, like for St. Louis example, where we're at, do we go in and go into the North City or North County, looking for flips? I wouldn't recommend it. Why? Because, the ARV on the individual houses are not growing that fast, because it's a huge environment for absentee or Section 8 properties. Great rental market if you're looking to buy and hold. That's where you go in, buy a $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 house, put 20 in it, you're in it for 70, rent it for, $1,200, $1,500 a month. It's a great area for that. If we're looking for flips, we're going to go and do a different area that has a higher ROI or, ARV, that, we can go in and buy it at 70% of ARV, put 20, 30 grand in it, little lipstick on the pig, and turn around and sell it really quickly, or, rent it out at a higher rate. So, that's geography is huge inside of data too. And we can show you how to manipulate, what that is. And then even getting into cash buyers, building your foundation from the backside forward, knowing what they're buying, creating a shopping list of what they're buying. Then we can go manipulate that buy box and find where those properties are, where they're buying them, get to them first, and then turn around and sell them to, the end buyer, the cash buyer, the flipper that doesn't want to go and market for them. So we can teach all of that stuff too, of, how to manipulate an area geographically to find the best data inside of it.
Yeah, I think that's a something that doesn't get talked about as much, and something a lot of people sleep on, is just like, getting the right data sets and right filters, and for building your buyers list, and finding dispo, like, dispo and deals, and finding the best people to dispo, because it's so much different if, like, this person's buying exactly this type of property, and like you have that property and you can just send it to those people. It's so much easier than just spray and pray and just hoping you come across the right guy looking for that type of deal.
Yeah, it can be. My thing is just, with the lack of knowledge, it can be overwhelming. You just, there's so many paths to take. You don't know if you're taking the right path, and then you're putting money on that path. You're spending money, kind of with the lights off. You don't know if it's going to produce or not. So that's the beauty of REI print mail is knowing the data sets. And it's not just direct mail, it's knowing what data sets are going to provide response rates, and then inside of that, how many phone calls is it going to take to to find a lead, how many phone calls is it going to take to find a deal, or is it looking directly at the what the response rate is off of an individual mailer, or can we utilize this through AI, take this list, run it through AI, and say, hey, these are the viable leads inside of here that are going to be the most responsive. These are going to be a little bit more neutral, so let's mail these, let's cold call these. And because cold calling is ultimately cheaper.
Yeah, 100%. Man, I love it. I feel like people probably got a bunch of value just from this. I know I did. But yeah, man, I'm excited to hang out with you this week. It's Tuesday already, so yeah, it's a couple days. And
yeah,
be hanging out.
Yeah, we'll definitely be catching up on leads as far as the boiler room and that kind of what we're looking for to find properties in there, and we can build that out, and then everybody's gonna be getting a lead list to take home, or they'll be sitting on the tables and that. So feel free to grab some, come by. Hell, I'll pull you an individual list, and maybe you flew in from somewhere else in the United States and you want leads for your house. We actually have a 5,000 lead giveaway through REI Smart Data right now that you can go and we can get you a coupon code set up. You can pull 5,000 leads for free.
Wow.
So I'll get that set up inside of the presentation. You can come by the booth, grab those free leads or the code, and then we can actually get everybody that's coming in their free 5,000 leads if they want.
Man, that's awesome. You guys are just going over and above. Hey, man, I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you guys being the title sponsors. And yeah, definitely make sure you guys come to the event. If you haven't grabbed your tickets yet, go to freewholesalelive.com. But when you get there, make sure you go say hi to Scott and REI Print. And yeah, they're killing it. I think they're by far and away like more value than anybody else is offering with what they're doing. So definitely check them out if you haven't yet. And yeah, we will see you guys just a few days. And I'm getting excited. It's almost here. Yeah,
I always look forward to going to your events because it's, for me, even though inside of the industry where I'm at, I speak with a lot of, of the keynote speakers and have, grown my class of mentors. But it's always nice to get in front of like Taz or Doug Mitchell, or because, from the time that I saw him speak last time, the REI game is always evolving. And so what does it pivot to? What did they learn in the last 6 months that I don't know? So I'm in there rubbing elbows just as much as the average person, because I want to get that knowledge, one, to bring it back to my clients, and two, to utilize it inside of my own investment strategies. So, these events are gold mines of knowledge. You can go in there and be a fly on the wall and kind of look around and just listen. I don't recommend it. I recommend going in and engage, get into the conversation. If you see a circle of people talking, just walk into the circle, stand there and listen for a few minutes, but engage. You never know who you're going to meet. Your next best friend might be Doug Mitchell. You don't know. And the amount of knowledge that man has is ridiculous. Or Travis Wells, he'll talk to anybody. And, and it's great because these, we see these people speak to us on the daily through, following them on the socials. And, we often think about them as like, oh, I'd never be able, they're celebrities or they're this. They're just humans. They're there to share the knowledge that they've learned. And they fully believe in, collaboration over competition, because they might, you might have a deal that they might like, and they might buy it from you or JV with you. or vice versa. They're looking to sell something, and you might be the end buyer in this little unknown market. You just don't know what you're going to come across without engaging inside of these events. So, go enjoy, suck it in, but be ready, because once the doors open, the knowledge is power, and it's going to come at you fast and hard. And by the time I walk out of these events, my brain is like, oh my God, ready for bed.
Yeah.
But then I just lay in bed and I just look at the ceiling and go, okay, I gotta do this and this, and over here I gotta do this, and then it's like the mad scientist inside of the room. So
100%.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I always try to tell people, one of my strategies is, like, when I go to events like this, is like, go there with like 1 or 2 problems you're trying to solve, because there's going to be a lot of info, especially like if you're already in the game, you're not like, hey, I need to learn everything start to finish. Great, that's your goal. Learn the process, get what you need to take action. But if you've been doing it, you've been doing deals, but there's a problem in your business, whatever it is, just keep it top of mind and go there. And more than likely, every time I've done this and I've gone to an event, even if it was like outside of like the event structure, like I found the answer. So usually you find what you're looking for if you know what you're looking for. So
right.
But I love it. But Scott, what's the best way? If for some reason someone's listening, they can't make it to the event, and they don't know about planes, trains, cars, boats, ways to get there. How can they connect with you?
The easiest way, scott.reiprintmail.com is my landing page for my calendar. Is that, if not, call REI Printmail 636-519-8320. Ask to speak to a direct marketing coach. Any one of us will be able to help you. And then, you can always go to YouTube. That's go to REI Printmail on YouTube if you want to, get into some behind the scenes. You and I have a few videos up there. I have a few videos with Travis, and there's all kinds of information on our YouTube page, so like and follow that. So there's REI Printmail. Just type it into the old Google, and you're going to find us, and just come enjoy, and we're going to give you our knowledge for free.
I love it. Awesome, guys. Well, thank you guys for hopping on, and looking forward to seeing everyone. If you haven't, go to the link, freewholesaleonline.com, and we'll see you guys this weekend.
All right. Thanks, Kai. We'll talk to you later. Looking forward to it.
Same here, Scott. Thank you.
Bye.